Technomaps here, welcome back. In today's video we are looking at how to automatically fill a series of data. Say for example you wanted to number your rows 1 to 10, simply putting in 1, 2 and selecting these two just to make sure that it establishes a format or the functionality that comes in between 1 and 2, which is an increment of 1, and then dragging it down. You see automatically it's increasing. You're at 18, 19, 20. When you release that, it automatically fills the series for you. So on the flip side, this is something that you would have entered manually, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you see in one swoop move you have saved yourself almost 3-4 minutes of data entry. So something else, the moment you complete, it has the functionality of, say, copying cells. So you wanted to alternate this 1 2 1 2 1 2, and this would have, say, aided how you are filtering this. You can choose to fill series, you can choose to fill the formatting only, whatever file format, whatever format was in this cell, see font size, indentation, font format, all that. Fill without formatting and flash fill, which is possible, but again that is a very complicated thing to do. I wouldn't recommend that. So simply picking the fill series can fill these numbers automatically for you. So it's not just numbers that you can do months, you can do weeks, week 1, week 2, week 3. So for example, let's say week 1, week 2. So once you have 2 for a sample size, Excel will quickly establish what you are working with and it will fill the rest for you. You see, now you have up to week 21. So sometimes you might need to create permanent custom list, for example the continents on the planet Earth. When you head over to the file options, go to advanced, head over down to edit custom list, you see the type of lists that are pre-saved. So for example, you have the week, the days in a week in abbreviated format, in the full, the full name, the months abbreviated format, and again in full. But for example, say you want to add a custom list for the planets, the continents on the planet, or the planets on the universe, or the planets in the solar system. All these are lists that you can automatically create based on whatever data you are working with. So for example, let's just add in the continents and what else? North America, Europe, Antarctica, and what else? Australia. So now that you have your list, just press enter and it comes in here. So after saving that, if you come back here and say put in Asia, if you drag this down, it will fill in series. So notice one thing, it will fill the first 7, and then once it gets to the end of your list, if you continue dragging down, it will repeat the same, and it will keep on repeating the same up to the end of the list and then restarting again. So it's not a must that you start with the first item on your list. Say for example you start with something like North America and you drag it down, it will look automatically through its list, the list that you have, the pre-saved one, the default ones that come with installation, and any custom lists that you've created. And if it finds a list with that word in that format, it will take it and it will go with it. So once it gets to the end of the first item you had selected on the list, it restarts the list again. So for example, if we wanted to try out the list for the month, going to the first cell in this range, putting in the abbreviated format, coming to this section, you notice that you can drag this either to your left, to the right, based on what you want to do, and it will autofill the same cells for you. So let's do that. You notice it gets to December. As you're dragging, Excel is very intelligent, it shows you what you're dragging and the cell you're at, what value will be entered. So you notice if I drag to the next cell, it comes at Jan. So once you get the range of cells that you want to autofill, just release your left mouse button and it will auto populate this information for you. So in the previous video we had seen how to automatically resize your columns. Another neat trick is once they are auto-sized and you want to give some additional spacing in your columns, after selecting the columns, going over to any of them, at the point you get the double-headed arrow, just dragging to the range that you want, it applies that automatically to your range of cells. And looking at that now, that looks much better. So you can create as many lists as you want. Just make sure that you are careful in how you are defining your list, that if you need the capitalization to be relevant, it needs to be there. So for example, cancelling this just to verify what would happen if I entered North America without putting in the auto capitalization of the individual words. What would happen? Would it take it? Yes, it would. But now notice the difference. Everything comes in small letters. So if you wanted a case specific fill in series, you need to enter the first data being very case sensitive. Notice that Excel is very case sensitive in how you are entering your data. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe. Catch you on the next one.